Dear students, welcome to the next lecture of organic chemistry. In this lecture, we will discuss about reaction intermediates. What are reaction intermediates? The intermediate species formed and utilized during the stepwise progress of a reaction to reach its preferred products are called reaction intermediates or reactive intermediates. Reaction intermediates can be cations, anions, or neutral species with one or more unpaired electrons. As they do not live very long, it is not possible to isolate them and store them unless using special methods. Their formation and existence for a very short period have been established and identified using spectroscopical techniques. A few examples of reaction intermediates are carbocations, carbanions, and free radicals. Most of the chemical reactions are stepwise. An intermediate is the reaction product of each of these steps except for the last one in which the final product is formed. So if we consider a hypothetical reaction A plus B giving C plus D, the reaction may include many steps. So in this reaction it is given as A plus B giving X star and X star giving C plus D, the final products. So in this hypothetical stepwise reaction, the chemical species X star is the reaction intermediate. Carbocations, carbanions and free radicals are different types of reaction intermediates. First we will discuss about carbocations. A carbocation is a cationic reaction intermediate species that has carbon bearing a positive charge. Since the positively charged carbon center in a carbocation has only 6 valence electrons around it and thus it is electron deficient, it has a strong tendency to accept a pair of electrons to complete its octet. Hence, carbocation is very short-lived and highly reactive. It is also known as an electrophile. A carbocation is generally observed in SN1 reaction, elimination reaction, etc. The formation of carbocations. Carbocations are formed by heterolytic cleavage of covalent bonds in which carbon is connected to an atom or group which is more electronegative than carbon. During heterolysis, the more electronegative atom or group departs carrying both the bonding electrons, leaving behind a species which has a carbon carrying positive charge. For example, the ionization of an alkyl halide in polar solvents yields an alkyl cation. Here, an alkyl bromide is given, tertiary butyl bromide is given. In the presence of a polar solvent, when it ionizes, the products obtained are Br minus and tertiary butyl carbocation with carbon bearing a positive charge. The protonation of an alkene during a polar addition reaction can also result in the formation of carbocation. For example, the first step in the Markovnikov's addition of a polar reagent like HBr to an alkene can yield a carbocation. So H plus will add to one carbon and the other carbon whose valency is not satisfied bears a positive charge. Hybridization of carbocations. The positively charged carbon in a carbocation is sp2 hybridized. The three sp2 hybridized orbitals contain an unpaired electron each and are arranged in a planar triangular fashion. The sp2 orbitals are used to form sigma bonds with 3 atoms or groups creating a bond angle of 120 so that the carbocation has triangular planar structure with regard to the positively charged carbon. and there is one vacant p orbital of the carbon which remains unhybridized and stands perpendicular above the plane. So in the figure shown here, the sp2 hybridized orbitals form trigonal planar structure and forms sigma bonds with different atoms or groups, and the p orbital which is unhybridized will stand perpendicular to the plane of the sigma bonds. Next is the stability of carbocations. Any structural factor that tends to disperse the positive charge on carbon and distribute it over the rest of the molecule tends to stabilize the carbocation, and any factor that tends to intensify the positive charge on the carbon tends to destabilize the carbocation. For example, the presence of an electron donating group attached to the positively charged carbon tends to decrease the positive charge on the carbon and disperse it, and thereby stabilizes the carbocation. Whereas the presence of electron withdrawing groups tends to intensify the positive charge on the carbon and it will destabilize the carbocation. Let us consider the example of alkyl carbocations. Tertiary carbocation, secondary carbocation, a primary carbocation, and methyl carbocation. Comparing these, methyl carbocation is least stable and tertiary carbocation is the most stable one, because in tertiary carbocation there are 3 alkyl groups attached which have electron donating property. So that as the number of groups with electron donating property increases, the stability of the carbocation increases. This can be explained on the basis of inductive effect and hyperconjugation. Any structural factor that tends to disperse the positive charge on the carbon will stabilize the carbocation. The presence of alkyl group which has electron donating tendency will stabilize the carbocation by dispersing the positive charge on the carbon. Thus, due to inductive effect, the tertiary carbocation is more stable than secondary, which is more stable than primary, which is again stable than methyl cation. In the case of hyperconjugation, the carbon bearing positive charge in the carbocation has a vacant p orbital which can form sigma p hyperconjugation in the molecule. And this is a weak overlap, and due to this hyperconjugation effect, the stability of tertiary carbocation can be explained. So, methyl group is electron releasing, which shows plus I inductive effect, and because of this, the stability follows the order primary less than secondary less than tertiary carbocation. Thus, tertiary carbocation is more stable. Explaining on the basis of hyperconjugation, the greater the number of alpha hydrogens attached to the positive carbon, the greater will be the number of hyperconjugation contributing structures and greater will be the stability of the carbocation. In the case of tertiary butyl carbocation, there are 9 alpha hydrogens. In the case of isopropyl cation, there are 6 alpha hydrogens. In the case of ethyl carbocation, there are 3 alpha hydrogens, whereas in the case of methyl carbocation, there is no alpha hydrogen. Thus, greater the number of alpha hydrogens, the more stable the carbocation will be, because as the number of alpha hydrogens increases, the number of hyperconjugation contributing structures increases, and thus the stability of carbocation increases. Thus, on the basis of hyperconjugation, tertiary carbocation is more stable than secondary carbocation, which is more stable than primary carbocation, which is again stable than methyl carbocation. The stability of unsaturated carbocations can be explained on the basis of resonance. For example, in allyl carbocation, it achieves dispersal of positive charge and stabilization through resonance. These are the resonance structures of allyl carbocation. So, the positive charge is transferred to other carbon by resonance, and thus the molecule is stabilized. In the case of benzyl cation, it is stabilized by the dispersal of positive charge over the aromatic ring through resonance. The resonance contributing structures are shown here. The positive charge on the benzyl carbocation C6H5CH2 plus benzyl carbocation. The positive charge is dispersed throughout the ring through resonance. The greater the number of phenyl groups attached to the positively charged carbon, the greater will be the number of resonance structures possible, and hence there is a more possibility for the dispersal of positive charge, and thus the carbocation becomes more stable. Comparing triphenyl methyl carbocation, diphenyl methyl carbocation and benzyl cation. In triphenyl methyl cation, since there are 3 phenyl rings, it is more stable than diphenyl methyl cation in which there are 2 phenyl rings,
which is again more stable than benzyl cation which has only 1 phenyl ring.